President, on Saturday the 4th of June I was honoured to join hundreds of community members to attend the dedication of Rise, the Bondi Memorial. The sculpture tucked discreetly into the headlands in Marks Park has been built in honour of those who were targeted in homophobic and transphobic attacks in Sydney from the 1970s to 1990s. Over the course of more than 2 decades, LGBTQ people were targets of hate crimes and many gay men and trans women were assaulted or killed. There is no doubt that others, including lesbians, were subject to hate violence in that period too. Some disappeared over those very cliffs at Bondi and have never been found. Many cases remain unsolved today. I commend ACON, who has been working in partnership with Waverley Council since 2015 to establish a permanent memorial in honour of the victims and survivors of these hate crimes. A memorial to forever remind us of those dark times and to be vigilant against marginalising minorities and turning a blind eye to prejudice and violence in our times. CEO of ACON, Nicholas Parkhill AM, called upon us to remember those we have lost to and the survivors of LGBTQ hate and violence. Auntie Lola Ryan from the La Perouse Local Aboriginal Land Council conducted a moving welcome to country ceremony. Joining us for the dedication with the many friends, family, friends, partners and loved ones of victims were the Attorney-General, the Honourable Mark Speakman, the Member for Coogee, Dr Marjorie O'Neill MP, and the Leader of the Opposition, the Honourable Penny Sharp MLC. Special mention was made of the New South Wales Legislative Council Standing Committee on Social Issues, which undertook the recent multi-year parliamentary inquiry into historical gay and transgender hate crimes, which members will recall was from 2018 to 2021. This inquiry provided people in the communities and the families and loved ones of victims an important opportunity to share their experiences and to be heard. The committee handed down its important findings that acknowledged the pain and trauma of historical hate crimes and delivered recommendations that would help with the process of healing and justice, including the establishment of a special commission of inquiry to look into unsolved cases of suspected hate crimes and death. As the chair of these inquiries, I am pleased to note that in today's budget, an allocation of $10 million over 3 years was made to establish the inquiry by Supreme Court Judge Justice John Sacker. It is indeed immensely satisfying to know that our committee work here can have such far-reaching important impacts on so many lives going forward. Present from the inquiry at the dedication were the Honourable Mark Pearson, MLC, the Honourable Reverend Fred Nile, the Honourable Penny Sharp, as I said, and myself. We were also joined by councillors from Waverley Council who deserve credit for partnering and facilitating this indeed international project. Councillor Sally Betts, Lodovico Fabiano, Angela Burrell, Tim Murray and the Mayor Paula Marcellus. And the team from the United Art Project, or UAP, particularly their lead designer John Nicholson, who developed this poignant, moving memorial. The memorial builds on the work of many dedicated advocates and allies to the community over the years, most of who gave evidence to the social issues inquiry: Steve Page, Sue Thompson, Greg Callaghan, Rick Fenley, Nicholas Stewart, Duncan McNabb, Stephen Townsend, Gary Wotherspoon, Daniel Glick and many others. And it builds on the work of many LGBT community and ally organisations such as ACON, Dowson Turco Lawyers, the New South Wales Gay and Lesbian Rights Lobby, the Inner City Legal Centre, HIV/AIDS Legal Centre, the Gender Centre 2010, the City of Sydney and many others. In 2018, ACON, with the support of many community members and organisations, particularly Dowson Turco Lawyers, released their report, The Pursuit of Truth and Justice, which of course led to our inquiry. This report delved deeper into cases of suspected hate crimes, and among the dossier were trans victims. Dr Eloise Brooke, writer, academic and advocate for the trans community, powerfully addressed the crowd with a contemporary powerful message about transphobia that had permeated the recent federal election and community and media. She said we were at an inflection point in time and that the work is not yet done. In 2005, the former Deputy State Coroner, Jacqueline Mileage, presided over an inquest that looked into the death of John Russell and disappearance of Ross Warren and Giles Mattiani. Her landmark findings overturned previous findings of misadventure and suicide and marked a crucial milestone in the community's pursuit for truth and justice. Ms Mileage's address to the crowd was a reminder of the protracted processes that the victims and their loved ones endured in their pursuit of justice. Greg Callaghan is a journalist and author who has written extensively about the Sydney gay hate murders, including the book Bondi Badlands, published in 2007. He spoke eloquently, reminding us of the beauty yet fear and pain that Bondi holds for so many. This ancient, quote, "This ancient headland with its majestic view out to sea is wild and beautiful. It's among Sydney's most popular tourist attractions. It's a place of recreation, of reflection, of escape. It's also an unbearably sad place for some." ACON President Justin Coonan concluded by dedicating the memorial to the community members, advocates, academics, activists, journalists, legal professionals, politicians, organisations and allies in law and justice agencies helping achieve healing and justice. The Bondi Memorial, he said, is dedicated to you. Sydney Gay and Lesbian Inquiry achieved a standing ovation as they movingly concluded the dedication on the windswept bluff.